Hi guys and welcome back to Car Focused. Today we are back at Mountune. It's been a while since I've been here. It's actually been, it was the FJRS days actually since the last time I was here. But behind me here we've got a Seat Leon Cupra, and this is a 280. Now this belongs to Ryan, who works at Mountune, and he's invited me down here along with some of the other guys to see if I'd like to try it out. Because obviously, as you all know, I've got a Seat Leon Cupra 300, and I did a video a few months back saying that it's got enough power, doesn't need a map, and any more power would potentially spoil it. So they've invited me along to try this out. This has got their stage 1 package on the car, as well as a few upgrades as well. And it's basically to see if I'm going to eat my words or not, to see if it does have too much power, or if, you know, basically what it is like to drive on British roads. So in a minute, we're going to hop in the car, I'm going to take it for a spin. I'll obviously give you my reaction, stick the cameras in the car, go for a nice drive, and see what it's like. I'm actually really intrigued. I've driven here in the 300. I did give it a little bit of welly on the way here, just so I've got a good base to compare it to. Yeah, I mean, this has got 360 PS, I believe, so it should be pretty lively, and that's running through the front wheels as well. So I've got a little spec sheet here, which relates to this particular car. So it's got the smartflash stage 1 power upgrade, which is 360 PS and 500 Newton meters of torque. It's got a TCU calibration to make those gear changes quicker. They don't come as a single package, you buy those separately, but it's advisable that when you do map the car, you get the TCU upgrade done as well, just so it all works kind of in harmony. It's got the X3 induction system, high flow silicon induction hose, billet turbo muffler delete, high flow carbon fiber turbo inlet elbow, and then it's got a few handling mods as well. It's got the billet subframe mount insert, the billet front exhaust brace, and the billet rear exhaust brace. And then it's got bespoke number plates on the car too. It's running standard suspension, DCC setup in these cars. They all come standard on the Cupras, and it's got the standard exhaust. However, it has had a muffler delete on the midsection, I think, just to give it a little bit more noise. These 280s, they don't have pops and crackles from the factory like the 300. So the map here has got those mapped in. I've been assured it's not too over the top. So we will have those on the downshift and on the overrun. This car has also got the Club Sport OZ wheels in black, the Ligera wheels, and it's wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, so it should be able to put the power down quite nicely, and it's dry out there as well. And yeah, other than that, the car is pretty standard. This is a pre-facelift model, being a 280, so a few little differences to my 300, mainly around the front, the headlights, the grille doesn't have the fog lights and the turn lights, and then at the back, the rear diffuser is a bit different as well. Inside is pretty much the same, apart from infotainment. Mine's got a bigger screen, I've got the virtual cockpit, and we've got some white trimming on the seats in this as well, but other than that, it's pretty much the same, both with the 6-speed DSG box. So yeah, anyway, I think that's probably enough waffling on the outside of the car. The bit I'm looking forward to most is jumping in and seeing what it's like. So the next clip will be us on a nice British back road, and we'll see exactly how it drives. Right, so here we are inside the 280, the Mountune powered 280. So just pulling out now. This is literally my first experience of the car. All very familiar inside here, really. Pretty much identical to my 300. Just like I say, differences with the infotainment, and I've got dials here on the instrument cluster rather than the virtual cockpit style. But yeah, all very civilized. I've got a handbrake as well, proper manual handbrake rather than the e-handbrake, which I've got in mine. So like I say, this car does also have DCC, so it should be a very similar ride in terms of the suspension. We are running on the 19-inch OZ Club Sport wheels, the Mountune Club Sport wheels as well. It does ride very nice actually. Just in comfort mode, so I'm just going to ease into the drive before we start applying some power. Obviously warming the car up as well. But yeah, in comfort mode, this is literally just driving like my car. It's just nice and laid back, holding low revs, changing gear quite quickly, saving fuel. You wouldn't even know this car was mapped or fettled at all. Just feels very, very civilized. What we'll do quite quickly though is, once we've got a bit of temperature in the car's already warm actually, so we can just have a little bit of a play. So if I put it in sport mode, we'll go across into manual. I'll open the windows, and we have got a tunnel here. There's a car coming the other way. Ooh. Little pops there. Does sound the same as mine. Yeah, the pops are, you can tell it's had a resonator removed. They are a bit louder than mine, but it feels very similar. I didn't go full throttle then, just had a little bit of a touch on the throttle. But at the moment, it feels very similar to mine. I think where we're going to really notice the extra power is when I properly nail it and we go to the red line. Guys, the route I'm taking to get to the road where I'm going involves a little bit of dual carriageway, so I thought this would be a prime time just to try the pickup in comfort and with the gearbox in normal as well. So I'm just going to drop down to a slow speed and then I'm going to plant the accelerator. ESC is off. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, so it is quick. I tell you what though, it feels like very, very chilled. Now bear in mind, this is in comfort, but it was like super chilled, but picking up speed very quickly. And it felt quite linear initially at the start of the revs, and when you get to kind of 4.5 to 6, you do get a real sort of shove. Yeah, particularly actually 5.5 to just under 7 is a lot of power, and it feels very strong. Like, yeah, it's like, this is just a pure first impression, but it just feels very strong. Like, it just comes in all of a sudden. It's quite a torquey. You can notice like the extra torque just shoving the car forward. But that is literally the first time I floored it, and it's in comfort mode. The gearbox is in drive, in auto, sorry, and the ESC is off. But yeah, right guys, so I found a nice little road out in the countryside. Cupra territory this is. Some nice twists and turns. We're in Cupra mode. I've got it in manual. It's in its basically most fierce sporty settings. ESC is off, so basically see what the car's going to give us. A bit of torque steer there. It's the flavour of the moment in those low gears. But this is what makes these cars much more fun than the likes of the Golf R. They just feel way more alive. Golf R just does everything really nicely, really sensibly, really effortlessly, whereas they will just put up a bit of a fight. You just got to hang in there. And these 280s in particular are a bargain, even by today's standards. The power you get, the package you get for the price, really is astonishing, isn't it? Especially performance like this. Whoa. On a small road, this car feels incredibly quick. On a road like this. It's definitely enough power. Definitely enough power. Like I say, even as standard there's enough power, but now we've got even more. I mean, to be fair, it's manageable. It is manageable. With modulation in the dry, there's no problem whatsoever. You can basically extract the power you want to extract, and it doesn't upset the balance and the dynamic of the vehicle. Maybe if you pushed it further than this, definitely, but as it stands, just upshift early as well. Utilise that early extra low down torque that I was talking about to really shove you along, and just change gear earlier. You don't necessarily need to take it all the way up to 7, because then it does get a bit scary, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so 4th gear as well, like 2,000 revs, it does really pick up. Lovely jubbly. I like it. I like it. Right, let's get it. Whoa. Whoa, man. God, it is very, very strong. First proper time I've actually given it some full-on beans, so to speak. Oh. It's kind of weird because it almost feels like there's a bit of traction control intervention, and I have turned it off. I don't know if it's something to something to do with the map, but when it senses a loss in traction, it almost is cutting the power a little bit. Now I don't know if that's just me imagining it, if it is just losing traction, it feels like that, but it doesn't feel like it's just uncontrollably wheel spinning. Jesus, man. Yeah, it's quick. It's quick. I can see this thing hanging on to most things on a back road. Surely this is plenty of power. Plenty. And I'm struggling to use it all, to be fair, on this road. So this has got to be able to hang on to most things on a road like this. Yeah, so the biggest thing I'm noticing is literally that initial, whoa, that initial shove of power. That is where it is massively noticeable. I mean, you've got to really hang on because it can catch you unawares, I'm telling you. Hang on tight and knuckle down for the ride. Now, in terms of the gearbox, we've got a TCU calibration on it. I've not really been paying attention to the gears because they are quick anyway. But yeah, they're lightning quick. It changes gear at the blink of an eye. There's pretty much zero hesitation there. So yeah, guys, I think I've done all I need to do with the car. I think it's pretty obvious that it's quicker. Definitely feels stronger. The low down torque is noticeable, the mid-range is noticeable, it's pretty much noticeable everywhere. Took me a little while to get kind of warmed up in the car, get used to it, but it's strong, it's quick, and to be fair, as I say, on a day like this, the power is usable. The power is usable, you can put it down. It doesn't try and kill you. If you look after that throttle pedal and just control it, you can get down a road very quickly. In the wet, it's going to be a different story. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure in the wet, it's going to be pretty hard to manage, but like I am now, you put it in comfort, put it in drive, just feels like a normal Cupra. So would I recommend this upgrade? Well, if you're a Cupra owner and you're looking for some more power, then of course I'd recommend it. It makes the car faster. It makes the car that little bit more fun. And it's not really going to have too much of a knock-on effect on your economy. And it's very easy to stick on the car as well via the smartflash app, the OBD port. Yeah, so overall, guys, pretty impressed with this package. It's definitely turned the car into that bit more of an animal. And yeah, I'd say if you want to go that little bit extra, then look no further. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. I better get the car back now to Ryan. Yeah, as always, guys, thank you for watching, and until the next one, I shall see you soon.